And gentlemen, we're gonna get into game number 2, match point for ONIC Esports. RRQ on their backs. They need to get a victory here to force a third game in the series. Welcome to the land of Dawn. We'll see if ONIC Esports can close this game off with another assassin pick up against RRQ's full single target lockdown composition.
But these compositions are a little bit more interesting, right? With Albert on the Cho, with KAIRI on the Hayabusa, in theory, the Cho should have a better time against KAIRI, especially when they go in for that 5v5 turtle fight. But we'll see. Right now, both of these teams have that kill pressure. They have the possibility for the pickoffs. It really just depends on how they're implementing it and how that wave clear in that mid side goes. Because if they're able to go around faster, then that's when they start to win. And RRQ, they seem to put a lot of emphasis here in the gold lane.
I think their early game is going to be very favored towards RRQ. They have more ways to try and do damage. They have flat damage as well in their kit. So ONIC Esports just waiting as much as possible. But Sans here with the mid lane Grok, that's just a lot of wave clear potential. And you can see he is just ducking out of vision every time there's an opportunity, so that later on, if he does that at level 4, it's a chance he'll make a big play happen with the wild charge. But until that happens, it's still a waiting game for both these teams. And you can see adjustments, though, coming in from RRQ. 2 Purifies to ensure that the crowd control from ONIC can be curbed, as you can see a bit of a taunt game in the top side.
Again, Sans is very, very easy.
Yeah.
It's very easy for him to actually walk out from the kill pressure from RRQ.
You're right. You're right. What I was about to mention was we've seen so many shades of Grok, right? We've seen Grok with the highest try, we've seen Grok with the weapon master, and maybe in some crazy times we even see it with the killing spree, right? But Sans has opted for a different emblem. He's actually opted for a support emblem. What edge does this give him?
Just gives him a more cooldown reduction, and if he wants to try and be the main engage tool right here, that can work out as Lemon takes a lot of damage. He pops the ultimate though.
Wild charge to respond that ultimate here in the second minute of the game. It's still RRQ who have more pressure around this turtle, knowing Hayabusa is still on the bottom side. They're trying their best to try to clear it here. KUY jumps in with the oddity, but the real world of LICIN comes in, and it's going to be Albert who secures the first turtle here in game number 2. Already a change very early on.
The early game definitely favors RRQ, and you can see that ONIC, Sans is going to be relied heavily to try and make things happen with that wild charge, because later on, of course, KUY will be able to burn some of the purifiers from Clay and Skylar. Once that's done, though, it's all going to be on the shoulders of Sans to try and get that pick off. We've seen that Grok in the right hands is a deadly assassin almost, just looking for the chance to just knock up these vulnerable backline members. And with a Hayabusa very close on the follow-up, it's a dangerous combination that ONIC is bringing to the table.
RRQ now with a 300 gold lead hasn't been able to give ONIC Esports the pickoff that they intended, with the Vegeta being picked up as well. But once again here,
Wild charge onto Albert. KAIRI there with the retribution, able to secure a camp in the jungle, but Vin is just right there. Beautiful rough waves to prevent the divine judgment by Vin. It's still RRQ holding on to the gold lead here, but ONIC Esports already making their way down below. Oh, KUY! Oh my goodness, these plays. It's so risky knowing that Vin has the divine judgment, but he keeps on making these plays happen. Again, just putting some pressure down in the gold lane to give CW a bit more room to play with. Whoa! It's a good mix.
There's a ONIC and RRQ sandwich from both the English and Indonesian desk, so a bit of a contrast here. But honestly, it's looking pretty good for ONIC right now. RRQ, they have a lot more pressure in the early game. They have kill threats, especially with the ultimates ready, their world manipulation, as well as the divine judgment, but they haven't been able to secure any big objective, any big structure, and any big pickoffs for the side of ONIC. It's still a 0-0. And you can see it's due to ONIC just posturing defensively, just threatening to just re-engage on them from the back of the turret. So it's something that they've been doing very, very well, and RRQ need to find an opportunity.
And one thing that I noticed is Boots hasn't been as active as he was in game number 1. I think there were a lot of team fights where Boots was able to go in at that perfect moment when everything else was already popped, and then he makes that ground-breaking play to swap things back around. But now that Boots is in the fray here, ONIC Esports, they should have a good chance.
Let's see, Turtle number 2 being contested here. Lemon jumps in with Earthshatter, gonna be able to connect onto Sans as Boots gets the taunt onto 2 members. KAIRI now on the back lines, that's the full collapse onto Albert, who's still able to get out with a Shunpu. Vin taken very low, Boots with the taunt, KAIRI with the damage, but it's still not enough to take Skylar down. First blood picked up in the back line, it's that's gonna be Lemon who jumps in onto KAIRI, picking up one, flickering back again, dealing so much damage. Lemon with a double kill. CW securing the Turtle as Lemon finds the onward and the Earthshatter onto Sans. It might just be the triple kill for the alien. He's looking for the kill. He might be able to get it here, but Sans with a very close movement is there. It's Lemon with an unofficial triple kill. ONIC with 2, but they get the Turtle too.
Wow, that's a back and forth situation. And this is what ONIC was able to do in the previous game. RRQ, they have their whole backline zoned away by KAIRI. They used the Divine Judgment on him, but it was not enough. But afterwards, it turns out the second marksman comes in. Lemon with an ultimate just cleans house if they don't try and control this man's power.
Lemon is so unexpected. You know, in game number 1, he was making crazy plays. It didn't work out. And here, an unofficial triple kill on something like the EDITH. That just shows the importance. But wait a minute here. B-Boy still gonna get out?
Ooh, I was about to say Finn has the flicker, but again, they are not going to go for the risky play here. Just picking up a turret, trying their best to deny the minion from CW, but he will still be able to take that. Sans is rotated down below, but it is not just... It's not do anything, actually, just to open up the map a bit for CW.
The longer this game goes, though, it's going to be much difficult for ONIC to try and establish a footing when there's a mutual objective dance, because they do lose out in the range department. They have a lot of potential damage, but look at that crowd control, though. One shot comes in.
Good cancel from Sans. The Blazing Duet has been popped in, but Albert is looking for some more pickoff here. Sans is going to be locked into the wall with the way the Dragon is now. There is a rotation by ONIC Esports. KAIRI's looking for it, jumps in with a quad shadow onto Clay. Has a shadow kill as well, but Clay is able to get out. The Petrify locks him down with Finn. Now is going for the chase onto KeyBoy. The Breath of the Ocean has been popped in already as Skylar is looking for the play onto KeyBoy. Now with the conceal, but with Lemon getting the... Oh my god! Earthshatter misses too! KeyBoy gets out! There's a ha from KeyBoy as he walks out, recalls again, feeling the confidence in game 2.
That entirety was just insane, right? The way that they were able to cancel the engage, but then it got traded back around, and then KAIRI came back. It's insane. Both of these teams are amazing as once again they're going in for the kill.
Lemon now in the midst of it all, gonna be chunked quite low with the quad channel, taunting again. Sans with the ball charge, CW with the Blazing Duet, comboed in. Lemon still able to sustain, flickering out, dealing so much. Lemon in the midst of it all, finally taken down, and it's by KAIRI. It's a CW shutdown too, as KAIRI pops back out of the quad shadow. Albert's 1 HP, but ONIC Esports have more to say in the objective game.
2 for 2 trade, but Skylar was taken out in that engage, so I do believe that it was worth it for ONIC Esports. However, now 1,000 gold lead for ONIC, instantly turned around by just a few team fights, Arashi.
That engage coming in from Sans, that's a 4-man wild charge essentially, and that just sets up ONIC for success. And RRQ cannot overlook that, man. They have to try and position properly and control the vision, because right now Lemon as well as Albert, they're very tanky, they have mobility, so if they move forward and try and clear for information and ONIC over commits on them, they can very easily punish. They have to try and do that a bit more because they're getting outplayed in the vision department. ONIC is just so good at positioning in places where RRQ isn't expecting it.
1,000 gold lead now for ONIC Esports. It's not as far. The gap isn't that real that RRQ Hoshi can't, of course, take back what was theirs to claim back that map control clearly. As you can see, that RRQ Hoshi, once again, they're looking for a play, but they gotta be careful when they grow up. When they group up like that, because of the fact that KeyBoy is still there. But look at this.
Earthshatter finding 2. Lemon taunted, knocked up and taken down, but Lemon is still able to survive just for a bit before CW picks up the killing spree. Meanwhile, on the back line, that's gonna be the shadow kill onto everyone. KAIRI, oh my god, he brings Albert all the way back! And now Albert is forced to run away with Boots, still able to survive for a bit, but Skylar will pick that kill up. Skylar falling back. ONIC Esports once again still holding on to that gold lead as Albert picks up that jungle creep. Albert jumping back in with the Jikundo and the Shampoo. Sans walling them off as Vin is gonna be caught now as the quad shadow comes in. That's gonna be the dive from CW with the Blazing Duet. He deals enough damage. Oh, CW one more hit. Skylar will fall. CW gets taken out in the fadeaway play by Skylar's basic attack, but it's still ONIC Esports with the dub.
Wow, 3 for 3. But the problem was Skylar got a double kill that actually might give him a little bit of an edge.
Keep in mind, in the late game, this carry will be a lot more difficult to deal with, and so is this Yve. Right now, ONIC is using the Assassin Power Spike to try and make the plays happen, but soon, with something like a Winter Truncheon, with something like a Wind of Nature, RRQ can completely ignore that backline threat, and that will allow them to be a lot more aggressive in these fights. But until then, they are forced to adjust and beware, because ONIC Esports, they are just displaying insane teamfight mastery.
Wow, you can see now RRQ, they're already rotating towards that next objective. Vin, conceal play?
Divine Judgment, Lock-in San's in place. He has used the wild charge. RRQ with a solid pick. Lemon clearing out the mid lane. Just like you guys can clear out your lag with Dunia Games Telkomsel. 3 GB free with the quota. Scan the QR code as RRQ tries to scan the area here in the turtle side. Boots gets a taunt onto 2, gets onwarded back, but the Lord helps Boots out. The Earth Shatter as well. KAIRI in the back line with Quad Shadow going to be locked up in the way to Dragon, but it's still going to be KAIRI looking for the Shadow kill onto Clay. Finds the kill. CW with a follow-up. Finn knocked up. Albert taken down. And ONIC once again have won the team fight with KAIRI securing a double. Lemon is looking for KAIRI. He pops the onward in, but KAIRI has the Quad Shadow to get back out. It's a 2 for 2, mid for jungle, and XP and roam. I think ONIC wins this one again.
Do they want to commit on to the Lord here?
It's a bit risky, but they seem to expect RRQ to back away. They are going for it right now, but Lemon will not let that slide. He's going in.
Lemon looking for the play, onward, not connecting. Earth Shatter as well, trying to predict the Quad Shadow movement, but he's going to be taken down as KAIRI picks up the Lord. The Divine Judgment doesn't do much. The Shadow kill on the Skylar, who does not have a Wind of Nature. KAIRI silences Skylar. 4,000 gold lead built up, and KAIRI is massive once again.
KAIRI, what? 515 KDA right now doesn't even reflect the impact that he's able to make in the game. His outplays on the mechanics that RRQ Hoshi possess has been insane, and he's going against a Cho who should be able to counter him.
RRQ, they're just not respecting the potential fighting prowess of ONIC Esports. They keep getting flanked. They're not respecting the positioning they need to have to ensure that KAIRI does not get his way going into the back line. Now with them stuck in the base, this might be what they require, but ONIC, they're trying to make plays as well.
Good Earth Shattered, that's the combo as well. All onto the roamer. Keeper still surviving! My goodness, I thought that was a guaranteed pick-off. So many single target abilities were used for Keyboy, yet he was still able to escape, and ONIC Esports once again utilized the First Lord just to take all the tier 2s.
With all the tier 2s gone, this means that ONIC can be a lot more creative in how they approach the fights as well, as if they haven't been creative enough so far. If you take a look at the items here, obviously KAIRI is having a massive game right here already with the Malefic Roar. CW catching up as well, already on 5 items. On the flip side, for the side of RRQ, 6k gold behind. The Winter Truncheon is available for Clay, and the Wind of Nature, finally, is available for Skylar. But with if the fights go the same way, right? If ONIC can go in and out of the fight as they please like that, then RRQ will eventually be forced to be outplayed, even though they have the right items, but they go for Sans.
Divine Judgment, Sans gets out the wild charge, boots for the taunt onto 2 members. That's CW with the Blazing Duet on the back line! He pops the Purify as well! He is untouchable! Albert's gonna be very low, Lemon flickering forward, getting the kill, CW falling as well! Lemon against the world, but will fall! KAIRI popping the Shadow kill. It's gonna be the Winter Truncheon. Clay sidestepping away from the breath of the ocean. A 3 for 2 trade. ONIC once again still with the better trade. Lemon is alone here in these team fights, practically trying to carry RRQ.
Well, it's not his fault, you know, because like Skylar tries his best to participate, but he's completely zoned away. KAIRI goes for him, Keyboy goes for him, even Sans and CW, they're all diving onto Skylar. And I dare say, at this point, you might as well build a bit more tankiness items because KAIRI has some built-in damage in his kit. If he can't survive the initial burst, then he is essentially useless in these fights. He has the Wind of Nature, but he's forced to use it for both CW and KAIRI. They can cycle, just wait for the Wind of Nature to finish before they go in again. And even if he does that, there's still the threat of Keyboy here being a massive magic damage assassin. That is why Lemon is the one that's doing all this DPS, because Skylar is just having a very tough game, being the main target for all the members of ONIC Esports.
And it's better less damage than no damage at all. But the problem is Skylar is so far behind that he may not have that much of a choice in terms of items. What was his build? I think 3rd item, he instantly built WON just because of the kill pressure that KAIRI and CW have. And that's already him trying to adjust to how much damage is being output onto him. As once again here, Suppress goes in on Boots this time though.
Oh man, did you see that bait? That was beautiful. KAIRI with the Quad Shadow, then Boots walks in. Knowing that Vin might try to predict that Quad Shadow movement, he actually gets Boots, and with that, that's one lockdown ability gone. A massive ultimate burnt out. They're looking for the Lord fight now. Vin, no Divine Judgment again. This is going to give so much free room for the players to come in, and it's a wombo combo! Lemon gets petrified, Immortality falling. Sounds to the back line as KAIRI jumps in with the Praiser's Wrath as well. Now with the Shadow Kill on towards Play, it's going to be taken down. Albert with the way the Dragon only knocks him back to safety as KAIRI jumps in with the Quad Shadow once again. Chasing Albert down, who has the Retry, pops it in. Keyboy looking for something, Breath of the Ocean knocking Albert up, but RRQ are able to disengage, and KAIRI looks back onto the objective.
Mission already accomplished here. They were able to zone members out. They were able to get 3 members down for RRQ Hoshi. And their main mission, their main target was to get this Lord, and they were able to get so much with it. 6,000 gold lead already, and it's looking like a deja vu to game number 1.
It's a very, I think the fight was a lot closer than you would think.
Whoa.
Because they used all their resources to shut down Lemon as well as Vin in that previous fight. So Skylar was actually able to output a lot more damage, so he actually has presence in that fight. And everyone else from ONIC was so low, but again, showing teamfight mastery, they're able to just fight back and survive with a sliver of HP. They 3-for-0 right here. And RRQ in the base defense, again, they have a bit of a lead. They have the high ground damage, but that relies on Clay having enough items, and he is not exactly doing the best. He has the Winter Truncheon and the Ice Queen's Wand, but we haven't seen if he has any other items to supplement that wave clear that RRQ desperately needs right now.
What are they supposed to do here? RRQ, how do they clear this out? How do they defend? The wall has been placed, the base turret has been taken down. Skylar can be able to clear the enhanced Lord, but the mini waves in the mid lane keeps on pushing in. This time Vin does have the Divine Judgment, but CW is going to be able to clear that wave out, taking the base turret as well. Keyboy with the conceal up top. Still going in, actually very interesting. Wow, with the rough waves. Now it's the RWM knocked up, and that might just be the collapse from ONIC Esports. And yes, it is. It's a kill picked up by CW. Hassan's going to be chunked low, but he is only the second roamer to the squad. He flickers out to safety, as CW does the same thing. Skylar almost bursting him down still. And that's the orange buff. KAIRI picks it up, doesn't want to give it to CW. They're fighting for the purple. Who's going to get it? CW lets it go to the hands of KAIRI.
Yeah, ONIC Esports, they need to be very careful when they go for these engages, right? Because RRQ Hoshi, they have 2 sources of percent HP damage. Look at this.
KAIRI, jumping back and forth. Keyboy locked in, but the rough waves every single time. Keyboy is able to bait out the ability. San's doing the same thing, even waiting for him to get CC'd before he pops that wild charge.
Still, 10,000 gold here for ONIC Esports in the 18th minute of the game. You can see all 3 waves are pushing, and going back into the items, you can see a distinct difference. Although now Clay has his items right. He has the Brute Force, Arashi.
He has the Brute Force and he has the Enchanted Talisman, so a lot more spells being dished out, being thrown out there towards ONIC Esports, but not really quite enough damage. So he needs some more items here, a glowing one perhaps, or a genius one, to try and ensure that these front lines at least start melting due to percentage HP damage, because now they're just shrugging off his damage and just walking through it. And if he just tries to move too much further in front, try and get the backline, get his damage on the back line, that also opens it up to some kind of engage from ONIC Esports. It's such a difficult time for RRQ right here. If you look at the damage dealt, CW all the way up there, but Skylar is not so far behind, so they have to try and figure out how they want to play this out. What can they bait out from ONIC before Skylar commits? Because Skylar or Lemon, someone needs to try and get in here and play cleanup crew, because I get that they're all very vulnerable, but unless they go in after ONIC has used all of their spells and make a huge gamble, it seems like ONIC is on the way to a same conclusion to game number 1. But it's just a split push coming in from RRQ.
Good turret take down below, but look at Keyboy, he's already rotating down below as well. RRQ have taken back control of the Lord, and this might just be a mistake from ONIC Esports, unless KAIRI is that confident to go for a 50-50. It does look like he wants to do it, and it is just KAIRI styling one once again, winning the retreat battle. Sans gonna be melted down, but he does have the immortality. Sans still surviving. Boots flickering out. The RWM finds his mark.
Oh my
KUY
God.
with a 4-man stun. Skylar able to escape with a Purify. Sans finally taken down by the RWM there, but it is still the Evolved Lord. I cannot believe that ONIC, that KAIRI was that confident to just go for a 50-50. They didn't even bother resetting it.
That was insane. I mean, in that position, you'd be like sweating, but it doesn't seem like KAIRI was bothered at all. That insane steal once again. The retribution on this person, on this man, KAIRI. Winning, making plays for his team. RRQ Hoshi now, they're the ones forced to defend.
That's Jade Kundo onto KUY, but nothing just yet. No base turrets, but RRQ, knowing that there's a huge missing threat from the side of ONIC, no wild charge. They just confidently clear out that Lord, and they're pushing to try and find something extra. ONIC understands that despite the fact that they are so ahead right now, it can only take one team fight. We're at 20 minutes in this current game. Any big team fight, any 3-man wipe could be all RRQ needs to try and get the ball snowballing to a impressive comeback. We take a look at the items. Yet again, you do see the fleeting time being built by Vin, but at this point, there's just so little action available to him in the situations. And I do feel like RRQ maybe went too much in the direction of the single target crowd control. They have the Jeet Kune-do, they have the Divine Judgment, but now you can see that they're just not able to control long enough the members of ONIC Esports because the crowd control is on such a long cooldown. So ONIC just moves in and out, and they're able to bait out these spells as well. Like Mirko mentioned, I think KUY and Sans is just so good at just being a complete nuisance, keeping you guessing who's going to try and get in and go for those big team fights.
I mean, to be fair, EDITH does have an AoE stun, right? An AoE knock-up with the Earth Shatter, but of course, it's a little bit more tricky for him to go in for those plays because of how much disengaged potential that ONIC Esports has. With KUY with the knock-up as well as Sans with the wild charge, basically. So I get what you mean, it's a little bit more difficult. I think maybe one thing that RRQ can do is look for a counter-engage. Wait for ONIC Esports to go in as 5 and try not to clump up. Is that something viable that they can go for?
Well, knowing how RRQ is positioning right here, that is a definite option because they can predict where ONIC Esports are going to go, right? Everyone's going to go straight towards the back line, either towards Skylar or Clay, or if they jump on Lemon, then you can also determine, like, okay, what has been used onto Lemon right here, and what can we take in advance? So now, Albert goes in for the Wave Dragon, but KUY, so mobile with the blessing of the ocean as well, will be able to just get out of the situation, but whoa, ONIC goes in.
Sans with the ball charge, Clay with the Purify. Lemon in the midst of it all going to be caught here as he tries his best to sustain back up. That's the RWM trying to help Lemon get out of the situation, but actually be the 3-man taunt from Boots as he rocks up there. KUY finds the Petrify. He's going to be caught by the Divine Judgment, but the taunt comes in again. Skylar has been slain. CW is on a killing spree, and ONIC Esports keep on going. It's a shadow kill here. The Earth Shatter trying to predict, but it's going to be the way the Dragon Lock and carry in place just for him to bait the abilities out. CW picks up a double. Albert is the last man standing, and it's a clean sweep from ONIC Esports.